So we're taking a look at college football today, and I'm with Ian Barber. Ian is the Senior Competitions Administrator at the Association of Colleges, which have over 700 college teams in the UK under his management. Ian's also the lead for the English Colleges national team. Ian, tell us what's involved at a national level.
Okay, Neil. So each year we're looking for the best 20 male and female players across the country that will form our national team for any given season. We go as an organisation, like I say, we're Association of Colleges. We go out to trial every October. We invite colleges, not just colleges, but members who maybe are football academies who provide education for 16 plus students. We go out to trial across the country. We go pretty much northeast, northwest, London area and southwest. We'll see around 500 students. And we'll pick the best 20. It will take us a couple of trials. So we go across the country week one to those 4 locations. And then we'll narrow it down to around 50, 60 male and female players. And then a second trial, we'll find those 20 players, male and female.
Wow. So there's quite a lot involved in sort of narrowing that down. I mean, obviously thousands of players. What goes on at a local level?
Well, look, if we're looking at Somerset, we've got only 2 colleges really. We've got Strode, we've got Bridgwater and Taunton. But weekly, as an organisation, as well as the national team, we organise leagues, not just in football. We're across a wide variety of sports: rugby, hockey, netball, basketball, volleyball, golf. Obviously, football's the big one. So at local level, we organise leagues and cups. So locally, every Wednesday, across the country, again, all those sports, some 400,000 students will engage in sport and activity. And we look to provide opportunities for students to play every Wednesday, operate in leagues. So, locally, I've forgotten Yeovil College, and there'll probably be a couple more that spring to mind, Neil, as I keep talking. But we might have to dip into Devon to play maybe South Devon College or Exeter, or up as far as Bristol to play SGS College. And different leagues at different standards of football as well. So, there's something for everyone. We offer a Premier League, which are the best footballers, you'd like to think, a Championship League, which is good 11-a-side leagues, and we offer some sort of regional leagues, which are just about playing football, really, just about participation. And if it's 7-8-a-side, then so be it. So that happens locally every Wednesday.
Yeah. So how does this work? I mean, does someone just sort of like come to college? Do they come just to study sport, or is it sports sciences, or are there other kind of courses and types of education that young people do?
It could be anything, Neil, to be honest. It's really about the institution that applies to be in our league. So, look, 230 something colleges across the country. Students who play football there, they may be studying, BTEC sports or some of the things you refer to there. Equally, they might be doing A-levels, they might be doing metalwork, woodwork, but be good at football. Probably slightly different for some of the institutions that aren't colleges that do play in our leagues. Like I say, those academies that work with a learning provider to deliver education as well. Most of those will be based around the BTEC in sport. But look, if you're at college and you're learning and you're 16 to 19 and you can kick a ball, then we hope we have the provision for you, male or female, to come and play football.
Nice. And how important is sport at a college level?
Yeah, well, look, like I said, we're all about supporting colleges to create opportunities. There's obviously benefits of physical activity, not just on your physical health, but on your mental health as well. Although, some of those people who struggle a little bit might be less active, but it's great for self-esteem, for concentration. So, one of our key areas that we focus on, and we work with Sport England and various governing bodies is to get students active, because that's what we're about.
Yeah. Where should people go if they want to find out more?
Well, we've got a website. That's the easiest place to go and find us. We're www.aocsport.co.uk. Or if you want to drop the sport bit off, then that'll tell you about the things we do as a wider organisation and our work with colleges.
Ian, thanks for talking to me about this. We'll circle back and talk to you again in a few minutes. So we're continuing our conversation about college football, and local footballer Alex Parsons has joined us. Alex has hit the big time in college football by representing England recently. Alex, when did you first get into football?
Well, as a kid, I always I loved watching football on the TV, and I always had a ball at my feet just around the living room, around the house. And I joined a local club at age 5 to 6, and I've been there since. I went on until end of secondary school at Galmet Dragons. So from there, I learned all my football, and that's how I got into it, really.
Yeah, cool. And what position do you play in?
I'm up front, number 9 striker.
Number 9. Have you always played there, or have you played elsewhere?
Yeah, I used to be a midfielder when I was very young, and at the start of the Taunton District school setup, I actually played centre back. Sort of moved up the pitch really over the years. So I was centre back, head to striker.
Yeah. So you said that you were kicking a football around at home. Was that in the house or was that outside?
No, more outside. I'd be 40. Yeah.
I just remember in my own football journey, because when I first started playing, I think if I could kick a ball around in the house and get away with it, I did. But that seemed to be replaced by balloons quite a lot often. So you mentioned that you had started playing sort of locally. You've moved through several different positions on the pitch. What's happened to you on your football journey, though? What's been your biggest achievement so far?
So the journey was I started off at Galmet Dragons, and then up until secondary school, and then I was selected for the Taunton District school setup in secondary, where I captained the team for say 3 to 4 years, and from that I then got selected for the Somerset FA squad. Yeah, played there for a bit, and then through into that, and then to college football. I got a football scholarship at Bridgwater College, which I am now playing for the Team BTC first team, and then from the college I played for a few games for Bridgwater United first team. So that was where I made my Western Premier League debut at, I think, age 16. Wow. And then and the second year of college, I've been selected for the England colleges team.
Wow. Yeah. How did that feel when you were selected for the England colleges team?
I think that's probably my biggest achievement, really, because playing at a national level is something that I'm very proud of. And I think what the organisation, what the team has to offer, and the things they do is probably my biggest achievement to be a part of, really.
Yeah, nice one. Well done. Congratulations on that. Sport always brings sort of like ups and downs. What's been your sort of hardest moment? What's been the hardest thing to deal with for you?
Well, in my first year of college football, I suffered an injury to my knee. So I had a tendonitis in my knee. So I was at the physio every week, really, trying to sort it out. And that took a lot of stress out of this. Yeah. So, but
quite frustrating watching your teammates probably as well, wanting to be out there, wanting to be involved. Yeah. So what else are you studying besides playing football?
I study A-levels at Bridgwater College. So I'm studying PE, law and criminology.
That's quite a diverse little group of things, sport, criminology and law as well. Wow. How far do you want to take football though? How far do you want to go with that? I
think everyone's dream is to make football a living, really, and play it full time. But that's completely what I want to do. But I think it's one of those things where if I believe that I put the right amount of work in and to reach a certain point that I'm happy with professional or semi-professional football, then I think that's the end goal, really.
Yeah, nice one. Well, Alex, thank you for joining us. We'll talk more in just a few minutes. So we're continuing our discussion with Ian Barber and local footballer Alex Parsons, who's recently been selected to play for England colleges. Guys, these days, mental health is something that's being spoken about a lot. And of course, it's really important for young people to have this sort of like support. And I know that you do some work with Mind. What can you tell us about that work?
Well, we've had a relationship with Mind for a few years now, Neil, and that's been based around raising awareness in colleges of mental health, sharing good practice around colleges, delivering mental health training, etc., etc. This year, we've been fortunate enough to secure the Mind logo, which is quite sought after and can be for some companies either out of reach or not within a price range, or it's quite a sought after moniker. So yeah, we've been able to secure that on the back of the shirt, really about raising awareness. It's something that some of the EFL clubs have got on the backs of their shirts. We had as an England squad, we had a sort of team camp at St George's Park in December last year. Mind came in and delivered a session again, just to raise some awareness around the students and players. So yeah, fantastic for us, both ways for that partnership to be working.
Alex, as well as yourself, you've probably seen people struggle, with things that they've come up against in football or sport. What kind of things to maybe trigger some of these sort of like mental health challenges that sports people have?
What triggers it? I think, well, if you get injury, some people just think to like give up and stuff, but I think it's how you overcome it, how you work yourself back to the top. And
are there other sort of like scenarios where you see people struggle? Yeah,
look, we see students and players coming from both ends of the spectrum. So we'll see players who play on a Wednesday, like Alex says, they're doing some A-levels, good at football. Equally, we see some players that have dropped out of the system. So they've been at professional clubs since the age of 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And then at 16 years old, Liverpool, Everton, Spurs say, I'm sorry. Wow, yeah. You're not good enough. We don't think you're good enough, or you're not for us. And they drop back into the education system. So lots of students that we see, male and female, this is more around the male players, to be honest, are in bad shape when they come to us and see this as another opportunity to have a go. And look, it's great to hear Alex say that making the England squad is his greatest achievement, because you're up against some of those players that we trial across the country. You're up against players that have been in and around the pro game for many years. So yeah, we see that side of it as well.
Quite some achievement. And I suppose really the two sides of this spectrum as well, is you've got players who sometimes you lose confidence and don't feel good enough, versus you've got players who... How do the Association of Colleges help people? I mean, what's the first port of call if you're at college and you're usually in need of this sort of help?
We'd expect in the first place, Neil, that a student is confident enough to be able to go to staff at their own college if they've got any issues. But equally, lots of staff at AOC are trained in mental health, first aid. And we always make a point when we meet with the players that they can talk to us at any time. So, and that will continue to be the case. And if I divert you back to the website, plenty of information about the kind of work we do and the kind of people that we can put you in touch with is available.
So we've been talking with Ian Barber this afternoon from the Association of Colleges, and also with Alex Parsons, who's recently represented England at a national level. Thank you both for joining me this afternoon.